Welcome back to my YouTube channel, another exciting episode for all coin collectors, treasure hunters, history enthusiasts, and anyone who loves discovering hidden gems in the most unexpected places, because today, we are diving deep into the incredible story behind the 2002 D. Lincoln penny, a coin that at first glance may appear to be just another ordinary piece of pocket change. But thanks to a combination of unique errors, minting mishaps, and collector fascination, has skyrocketed in value and is known to fetch as much as $521 or even more in the numismatic world, making it one of the most unexpectedly valuable coins from the early 2000s and a true testament to how modern minting errors can still result in big money. So let's unfold this captivating journey that starts with what seems to be a simple copper-coated zinc coin minted in Denver, marked with a D mint mark beneath the date 2002, part of billions struck that year, but among those billions, a few slipped past quality control with anomalies and imperfections that now turn heads among experienced collectors and casual hobbyists alike who know that mistakes during production, whether they be double strikes, off-center images, die clashes, or even wrong planchette strikes, can transform these humble coins into coveted rarities, and the 2002 D penny offers a perfect case study into this phenomenon. So as we delve into the exact nature of the errors that make the 2002 D Lincoln cent so desirable, we first must consider the general production process at the Denver Mint, where high-speed presses strike hundreds of coins per minute using prepared dies and blank planches, and despite the precision of modern technology, the massive scale and speed of production inevitably leads to mistakes, and in the case of the 2002 D penny, some of the most desirable and highest valued examples feature off-center strikes where the design is misaligned by 5%, 10%, 15%, and sometimes even more, with the most valuable specimens being those struck 50% or more off-center while still showing the full date and mint mark, which helps authenticate the error and validate its collectability, because collectors value not only rarity but also visible features that confirm the coin's origin and identity. And then there are double die errors where the coin's image appears to be double due to a misalignment during the die creation process, and in the 2002 D penny, some examples have doubling noticeable in areas like Lincoln's profile, the word liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust," and when authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, these doubling errors can push the coin's value well over the average and bring in hundreds of dollars at auction or private sale. And even more astounding are cases where the 2002 D penny was struck on the wrong planchette, such as a dime planchette, foreign coin planchette, or transitional metal error, and these coins not only have incorrect weight and coloration but often incomplete designs due to size mismatches, making them incredibly rare and highly sought after by those who study minting anomalies. And beyond striking errors, other valuable flaws include clipped planches, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a misfeed during blank preparation, or die caps where a struck coin sticks to a die and transfers a distorted image to subsequent coins. And examples of the 2002 D penny showing such errors are documented and verified in collector databases and auction listings, each commanding a premium price depending on the error severity, visibility, and overall condition of the coin. And as with any collectible, condition is crucial, with coins graded MS65 or higher bringing top dollar, especially when the error is dramatic and confirmed. But even circulated examples with notable mistakes can still fetch hundreds, and in some rare instances over $521 when demand and rarity align at auction. And beyond the physical flaws themselves, what adds further mystique and value to the 2002 D penny is the context of early 21st century coinage, where error coins became more publicized through online platforms, collector forums, and televised coin sales, fueling a modern boom in penny collecting and leading many individuals to revisit their old jars of coins in hopes of finding that one special error that could make them unexpectedly wealthy. And the 2002 D Lincoln cent fits perfectly into this wave of attention as an example of how errors can escape even the most advanced minting systems, proving that no era is too modern for valuable numismatic surprises. And for anyone wondering whether their own 2002 D penny might be one of these prized examples, it's crucial to examine it closely under magnification, looking for telltale signs of doubling, misalignment, or unusual shapes. And having it evaluated by a reputable grading service can not only confirm its authenticity but also determine its market value, as demand continues to grow for certified error coins from the 2000s era, with many younger collectors entering the field, influenced by viral stories and the excitement of discovering something extraordinary in an everyday object. And it's also important to understand that not all errors are equal. Minor die chips, plating bubbles, or post-mint damage do not carry the same value as genuine mint errors. And this is why proper knowledge and authentication are essential in separating the truly valuable from the ordinary. And among the most dramatic 2002 D-penny errors are those involving multiple errors in a single coin, such as an off-center strike combined with die doubling or a wrong planchet error also showing a die clash, and these rare double error coins can sell for significantly more than $521 depending on the market, often breaking into four-figure territory if in excellent condition and verified by experts. And with the rise of online marketplaces and auction houses specializing in rare coins, the visibility of these unique 2002 D-penny errors has only increased, with new discoveries still being reported as collectors continue to inspect their collections or new rolls of coins. And this highlights an ongoing opportunity for hobbyists and investors alike to find high-value pieces among what others might overlook. So whether you're already an experienced numismatist or just starting your journey into coin collecting, the story of the 2002 D-penny should inspire you to take a second look at every coin you handle, to appreciate the intricate process of minting, and to recognize how human error combined with mechanical limitations can sometimes produce valuable treasures. And there are also known varieties of the 2002 D-penny with repunched mint marks, where the D was stamped more than once due to alignment corrections, resulting in a visible doubling of the mint mark, which, though subtle, is another layer of collectible error adding to the coin's potential value, especially when well-centered and accompanied by other anomalies. And when you begin to stack these possibilities together, off-center strikes, double dies, wrong planchets, die clashes, die caps, repunched mint marks, clipped planchets, and multi-error combinations, you start to understand how a seemingly ordinary penny from 2002 struck in Denver could not only command attention in the collector market but also realistically reach values of $521 or beyond depending on its rarity, quality, and certification. And the fact that these valuable specimens exist among billions means that your chances, though small, are not zero, and that very possibility keeps the excitement alive for collectors everywhere who continue searching, comparing, and sharing their finds with the growing online coin community. And it's this blend of history, precision, luck, and discovery that keeps the world of coin collecting alive and thriving, with coins like the 2002 D Lincoln penny serving as modern-day relics that bridge the past and present, combining the legacy of Abraham Lincoln's enduring image with the unexpected twists of 21st-century minting. And it's worth remembering that these coins were never meant to be rare. Each began its journey intended as ordinary currency, but through a fascinating mix of error and survival, they've transcended their intended use and become miniature artifacts, each with a story and value that goes far beyond face value. So the next time you receive change, don't be too quick to dismiss the pennies, because that humble 2002 D Lincoln cent in your palm could hold an error that transforms it from common to collectible, from forgotten to famous, from 1 cent to $521 or more. And as collectors around the world continue to share discoveries and raise awareness of these overlooked treasures, the legend of the valuable 2002 D-penny will only continue to grow, inspiring future generations of numismatists to look closer, dig deeper, and never underestimate the power of a tiny coin to hold big money and an even bigger story. Next, 1989 1 cent USA coin. Every coin has a story, every cent could be worth a fortune. And today we unravel the astonishing tale of the 1989 1 cent coin that's turning heads in the numismatic world by being valued at an unexpected and impressive $462, all due to its rare and fascinating errors and mistakes that have elevated this seemingly ordinary penny into the realm of high-demand collectibles, a marvel of minting anomalies that have sparked interest among collectors, dealers, and enthusiasts from across the globe. So buckle up as we take a deep dive into the intriguing circumstances that transformed a 1 cent coin into a piece of treasure, starting with the context of its production. In the year 1989, the Lincoln cent was still being struck with the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse. a design that had already been in use since 1909 to mark the centennial of Lincoln's birth and still commanded historical reverence and patriotic sentiment, but 1989 was a year not without its quirks and surprises when it came to the minting process, because this particular year yielded a number of coins that would later show signs of mint errors, mechanical mishaps, planchet defects, die clashes, double dies, off-center strikes, and other subtle or significant abnormalities that made some of these coins not just outliers but highly sought-after rarities, and one such coin, a 1989 penny, made headlines among collectors when it fetched a jaw-dropping $462 at a numismatic auction, not for its face value or its metallic content, but because of the constellation of errors it bore which turned it into a prized specimen. Now let's unpack what made this particular coin so valuable, starting with one of the most discussed errors, which is the double die obverse, where certain 1989 cents showed signs of doubling in key areas such as the word liberty, the date, and the famous motto "In God We Trust," where the doubling is not merely a blur but clearly separated and visible to the naked eye in many instances, and especially under magnification, an error that occurs when the die itself has been engraved twice at slightly different angles or positions, leading to the striking of coins with a shadowed or doubled appearance on some of the most iconic and closely examined parts of the design. And then there are the off-center strikes, which contribute to the coin's value as well, where the image is misaligned with the rim and parts of the coin are missing or struck improperly, sometimes with 5%, 10%, or even 20% of the design completely off the flan, making for a visually striking and obviously erroneous result that collectors absolutely love because each one is unique, no two are alike, and the more dramatic the misalignment, the more collectible the piece. But that's not all, because another possibility that boosts the coin's value is the presence of planchet errors such as improper alloy mixing or the use of a transitional metal blank from another year or coin type, which may occur due to leftover blanks being mistakenly fed into the coin presses. So you might have a 1989 penny struck on a zinc-coated steel planchet or on a copper planchet in a year where the standard was the copper-plated zinc planchet introduced in 1982. And such a wrong planchet coin becomes immediately interesting because it reflects a slip in minting protocol that should have been caught but wasn't, allowing for a true rarity to escape into circulation. And of course, one cannot overlook die cracks, cuds, and die breaks, which are more cosmetic than mechanical in nature but can dramatically increase the value of a coin depending on their size, position, and impact on the overall appearance of the coin, such as a die break that causes a large raised blob on Lincoln's forehead or a rim cut that looks like a chunk of metal oozing from the coin's edge. And collectors have long had a soft spot for these dramatic imperfections because they capture a moment when the mint machinery was at the breaking point and still went on producing, capturing history in the form of stress and failure. And sometimes the die polishing lines themselves create ghost images or residue impressions of previous designs or misused elements, leading to what some call phantom images or ghost doubling, which adds an air of mystery and forensic intrigue to the coin's surface, further driving up its desirability. And then you have the no mint mark varieties, which, though common for 1989 Philadelphia minted coins, are still sometimes struck with subtle errors due to die wear or grease-filled dies, leading to weak impressions or missing details. And though some of these may seem minor, in the eyes of a seasoned collector these represent the cumulative uniqueness that can make one coin stand apart from millions. But perhaps most alluring is when multiple errors occur on a single coin, like a double die paired with an off-center strike or a die clash combined with a planchet flaw, resulting in a combination piece that tells not just one error story but several, becoming a living artifact of all that can go wrong in the high-speed, high-pressure minting process. And what's more is that most of these errors are not visible to the untrained eye or might even go unnoticed in everyday transactions, which means many of these valuable coins are hiding in plain sight, circulating among us in jars, drawers, change purses, vending machines, and parking meters, quietly waiting to be discovered by someone with a keen eye and a bit of knowledge. And for those who wonder why a single error coin would command such a high price as $462, the answer lies not just in the error but in the combination of rarity, demand, condition, and provenance, because the collector's market isn't just about flaws but about stories. And the 1989 penny with significant mint errors tells a riveting story of how industrial oversight, mechanical fatigue, human error, and sheer randomness conspired to create a coin unlike the rest, a survivor of imperfection in a world that prizes perfection, a rebel against the sameness of mass production, and that narrative appeals deeply to collectors who see value not just in the monetary aspect but in the symbolic uniqueness of the piece. And as demand continues to grow for rare-era coins fueled by online auctions, YouTube videos, TikTok coin hunting trends, and increased interest in accessible investment hobbies, the value of coins like the 1989-era penny will likely continue to rise as more people begin to recognize the opportunities hiding in their change. And let's not forget that condition plays a massive role too, because a mint state or uncirculated 1989 penny with a rare era is far more valuable than a worn or damaged one. And when it comes to coin grading, institutions like PCGS or NGC assign numeric grades that heavily influence market prices, so a 1989 double-die cent graded MS65 could be hundreds of dollars more than the same coin in VF or EF condition. And adding to this is the increasing number of counterfeit coins in the market, which means authenticated and graded coins are now more desirable than ever, which is why the $462 sale price represents not just the raw coin but the assurance of its authenticity, the certified documentation of its anomaly, and the competitive desire among collectors to add a unique piece to their portfolio. So in sum, the 1989 1-cent coin that sold for $462 wasn't just lucky or flashy but an exceptional example of what happens when the minting process goes off script and something unique makes it through the filters, capturing errors like double dies, off-center strikes, planchet anomalies, die clashes, die cracks, and even combinations of these, all wrapped in a story of discovery, historical context, and collector enthusiasm. And this is a powerful reminder to all viewers that treasure doesn't always gleam in gold and silver, sometimes it's copper coated zinc with a date, a flaw, and a legacy. So keep your eyes open, check your change, and you just might find a 1989 penny with a story and a value far beyond what you'd expect. And if you found this journey through the world of rare coins fascinating, informative, and exciting, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more amazing coin stories, and stay tuned as we uncover the most unexpected treasures hiding right under your nose. Last 1975 1-cent USA coin, every penny might just be worth a fortune, where coin collectors, numismatic enthusiasts, and everyday people discover that hidden treasures may be lying unnoticed in their pocket change. And today we dive into a truly fascinating and incredible story about a humble 1975 1-cent coin. A coin so seemingly ordinary and overlooked that it wouldn't draw a second glance in most cases, yet because of its astonishing errors and peculiar minting anomalies, it has fetched a jaw-dropping value of $477 in recent evaluations, making it one of the most unexpectedly valuable pieces of American currency and a shining example of how mistakes and missteps in the minting process can turn a common object into a collector's dream. And as we unravel the mystery behind this 1975 penny, you'll begin to understand why a coin with a face value of merely 1 cent could be worth nearly 500 times its original value, because this is not just about metal and numbers, but about rarity, curiosity, history, and the many unpredictable variables that can collide during the minting process to produce an error coin that becomes extraordinarily sought after in numismatic circles. And one of the key reasons the 1975 penny has reached such high value is due to a series of intriguing mint errors, one of which includes the infamous double die obverse, a phenomenon that occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die but in slightly different positions, causing the images and text to appear doubled. And while double die errors are known in various denominations and years, the 1975 version remains incredibly scarce, and when a collector finds even a slightly doubled liberty or date on this particular coin, the value can skyrocket dramatically depending on the sharpness and location of the doubling. And some examples also show doubling on the motto "In God We Trust" or the word "cent" itself, which further elevates its desirability, because doubling errors are not just visually fascinating but also rare, and rarity is the backbone of value in the coin collecting world. And beyond doubling, another contributing factor to the high price tag on some 1975 pennies is off-center strikes, where the coin blank was improperly positioned during striking, leading to a portion of the design being cut off or misaligned. And depending on the degree of off-centering, such coins can range from mild curiosity to high-value anomalies, particularly if the date is still visible on the coin. as collectors love imperfections that still retain identifiable features. And speaking of visibility, there are also instances of broad strike errors, which occur when the collar that holds the coin in place during striking malfunctions, allowing the metal to expand beyond normal dimensions, creating a flatter, wider appearance that collectors find compelling. And these broad-struck 1975 pennies, especially those in uncirculated or mint condition, can command impressive premiums when sold in coin shows or online auctions. But that's not all, because in the complex and fast-paced world of the US Mint, strange things occasionally happen, like transitional errors, where coins are struck using old dies from a previous year or even struck on planchets meant for other denominations. And although no official 1975 pennies have been reported struck on wrong planchets, rumors and private collections hint at the existence of copper pennies struck on dime-sized planchets or even on foreign metal stock used for coins in other countries. And while these remain largely undocumented by grading agencies, the mere possibility adds to the allure and intrigue surrounding 1975 1-cent pieces. And to add another layer of value, one must consider the physical condition of the coin, with grades such as MS-60 to MS-70 representing mint state coins with little to no wear. And the closer a coin gets to MS-70, the more desirable it becomes, and many of the highest selling 1975 pennies are those that combine error characteristics with near-perfect surfaces, luster, and striking detail, making them rare not only in error but also in quality. And when rarity and condition meet, value explodes, and this is exactly what drives the high prices at auctions and private sales. And then there's the small yet significant factor of environmental toning, where certain 1975 pennies develop unusual and attractive colorations due to prolonged exposure to various chemicals or storage conditions, producing shades of blue, purple, gold, or a rainbow effect. And though toning is generally considered damage, certain naturally toned coins are seen as beautiful by collectors and can boost value, especially when combined with a dramatic mint error. And in some fascinating instances, 1975 pennies have also been found with retained cud errors, which occur when a piece of the die breaks off and remains on the coin, causing an irregular blob-like protrusion near the rim. And while cuds are usually random, when they appear near key parts of the coin like the date or Lincoln's profile, they become points of fascination and value. And there are reports from collectors of full retained cuds spanning across the date and lettering on 1975 cents, creating one-of-a-kind pieces with historical and numismatic significance. And speaking of Lincoln's profile, some 1975 pennies exhibit die cracks, which occur when the die itself fractures and transfers the line onto each coin struck afterward. And though these cracks vary in prominence, when they stretch across Lincoln's face or intersect with lettering, they create dramatic visual elements that collectors eagerly seek out. And when combined with other errors like doubling or off-centering, such cracked die coins become even more valuable. And now we must also address the phenomenon of repunched mint marks, especially relevant to 1975 pennies that were minted in Denver, as the D mint mark was at times manually punched, and occasionally it was applied more than once in misaligned positions, resulting in RPMs or repunched mint marks. And while these errors may appear subtle, under magnification they can be clearly identified and significantly affect the coin's desirability, particularly when they are bold and crisp. And the cherry on top is when a 1975 penny displays multiple types of errors simultaneously, like a double die with a repunched mint mark and an off-center strike, making the coin exponentially more valuable due to its uniqueness and extreme rarity. And it's these combinations that bring big money at coin auctions, sometimes catching the eye of collectors who are willing to pay hundreds or even thousands for the chance to own a rare and remarkable error specimen. And this is how a 1-cent coin from 1975, something most people would pass by without a second thought, can become worth $477 or even more depending on the specific qualities, because every element, from the condition to the strike to the rarity and type of error, contributes to its final valuation. And it's important to note that the coin collecting world is driven by both objective grading and subjective demand, which means that prices can fluctuate based on market interest, availability, and even social media buzz. As one viral post or YouTube video showcasing a spectacular error coin can ignite interest and drive prices upward quickly, and this means the 1975 penny you might have sitting in a drawer, if it bears even a minor error, could become highly valuable in the right context, especially if it's authenticated and graded by trusted agencies like PCGS or NGC. And speaking of grading, third-party certification not only protects the coin but also assures buyers and collectors of its authenticity and error classification, which can significantly influence market value. And many 1975 era pennies that have sold for high prices share the commonality of being graded and encapsulated by professionals, ensuring that their features are preserved and verified. And while some collectors hunt these coins at auctions or through coin dealers, others turn to bank rolls, estate sales, or old collections passed down through generations, hoping to find that one elusive gem that combines history, error, condition, and rarity in a perfect storm of value. And this thrill of the hunt is what keeps numismatics so vibrant and exciting, with stories like the 1975 penny fueling the imaginations of both novice and expert collectors alike. And as more discoveries are made and more coins examined, the story of the 1975 penny continues to evolve, proving that mistakes can be beautiful, valuable, and historically significant, reminding us that even the smallest denomination can hold immense worth when it bears the fingerprints of human error and the imprint of time. And so if you have a handful of pennies lying around, it might be time to take a closer look, because the next big discovery could be hiding right in plain sight, and that 1-cent coin from 1975 could be your ticket to uncovering hidden treasure. And whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting your journey in the world of coins, keep your eyes open and your magnifier ready, because the story of the 1975 penny is a testament to how small details can lead to big surprises and even bigger rewards in the fascinating universe of numismatic history.